I'm Kathy Zogby, and I'm taking EDM310, and this is my final reflection on the class. And I would like to say that I'm a teacher who has been a stay-at-home mom for several years, and I taught for about 9 years, and I taught kindergarten. And the last time that I was in a classroom, we didn't really have any technology. So when I decided to go back and get recertified to start teaching, I picked this course for that particular reason. Also, when I taught kindergarten, the children were not reading. They were just learning letters and numbers and shapes and sounds. So since I've gone back to get recertified, the 2 courses I've taken, I really picked them to really help me with my weaknesses. And I took a reading course last semester because I have never really taught reading. And that was very helpful. And then I decided to take this EDM310 because we didn't even have computers or smart boards or anything like that in the classroom. And I have had a computer the last 10 years or so. I have children that use computers, and they're very electronic, like most kids are today. And all in all, for a lady who has not been working, I would say I wasn't that bad on a computer, but I certainly wasn't, that good either. So, and I certainly had no tools for how to use a computer in the classroom setting. Basically, my computer skills dealt with, writing papers with my children, writing Christmas letters on the computer so I could get around in Word. I also would email friends, so I used email a lot. And I would get online just, to see news or maybe visit my kids' school site. And other than that, Facebook. And I just really couldn't do too much else on a computer. So that's why I took this class. So I will say that it was a very difficult class for me to take. And I feel like I probably worked harder than a lot of the 20-year-olds who have grown up all their lives with computers. And, what might have taken them a few hours to do, it probably took me about double that, because I had to work around my lack of understanding on the computer. So anyway, I would say that I really feel like I've grown a lot from taking this class. It's been huge for me, really. I probably learned more in this class because I had so much to learn than probably any other class I've ever taken. So I really feel good about that. I feel good about myself as a person. I feel good about myself when I'm on the computer. In general, before I took this class, I a lot of times felt very defeated before I could even, whenever I would get on a computer. It seemed like sooner or later, somehow or another, I would end up doing something wrong or making a mistake. And so I had a lot of negative feelings about using the computer because I always ended up somehow frustrated. And but because I've taken this class and I've learned so many things, and believe me, I got frustrated a lot. But while taking this class, I have actually began to really have a desire to get on the computer. It's a part of my everyday world now. I love it. I mean, I feel like it's not really that difficult. I can figure it out sure enough or easy enough, or I can just Google search and somebody has a YouTube video or something that'll help me figure this out. And so I'm very proud of my confidence now when I'm on a computer. And believe me, I know I have a lot more to learn and things are always changing, but my general attitude is I have a lot of confidence and I enjoy getting on a computer now. And in fact, I even, for Christmas, decided I wanted to get an iPhone so I could take my little computer with me everywhere I go. So I do find myself spending a lot more time on it just for my own enjoyment. And that's definitely one of the benefits from taking this class. Now I'd kind of like to talk about what EDM310 has meant to me as far as being a teacher and what I plan to do with that in my classroom. Well, I will say I learned so many things, like blogging and wikis and YouTube and Skype, and I saw so many wonderful examples of how you can actually use that in your classroom, and I saw many teachers doing that too. So I definitely feel that I will be using computers and technology in the classroom. I feel like they're definitely here to stay. I'm hoping that most schools that I might be teaching in will have those kind of resources. It's definitely the wave of the future, and I think that I've been given a good basic knowledge of how to use technology in the classroom, and of course I believe that I still have a lot more to learn. And the more confident I get, or the more ideas I get from other teachers, or the more resources that are shared with me, I can definitely incorporate technology into the classroom. And one thing I really like about it is I think the students are very interested in that kind of learning. And I've always been the kind of teacher that I like to make my learning meaningful for the children. So anything that can motivate them or get them excited, that's how I want to teach. And I think they love computers, they love games, they love technology, and I think that's a good place to start, knowing they're already motivated by using these resources. So I do believe that I will use technology and computers a lot with the students, and setting up like a classroom blog. And I do have a little bit of concern about how much I can do with kindergartners if that's the grade I end up teaching again, which I'm not so sure I am. But if I do end up with those smaller grades, I don't know if blogging is necessarily going to work, but I'm sure I can get some great ideas from other kindergarten teachers on the best way to use technology with the kids, because it still needs to be there in that classroom somehow, some way, and that's what I plan on doing. One other thing that I really have enjoyed about this class is just seeing the network that's out there, with teachers sharing information on their blogs, sharing sites, even through Twitter. I didn't actually tweet a lot myself, but I enjoy going on to my Twitter account and seeing all of the suggestions and the sites and the tweets from people in the education field. And I feel like I really got a lot of good information from that. So I'm very excited about the future for me from taking this class. I've opened up to a lot of great websites, a lot of great teachers. I have some great resources. I have a wonderful PLN, and I feel like I will always have a great group of teachers out there in the virtual world that can help me and share ideas to help me incorporate technology into the classroom. And so I feel very fortunate for that, and I just look forward to learning a little bit more every day, learning with my students, learning what new technology comes up, and I'm just not really afraid anymore. I'm very excited by it, and I want to make my students excited about technology and learning. And I really feel like the most valuable thing that I learned in all of this in closing is how much working together in group projects, where it's more student-based group learning instead of teacher instruction, which I've never really taught with too much teacher instruction anyway. With kindergarten, it was very hands-on, and so I like hands-on learning, but I really like the group aspect of technology and the teacher kind of being the facilitator and moving the children toward discovery and learning on their own and learning tools on how to get information. I find that one of the most exciting parts about this whole class, and I look forward to using that type of teaching method with my students. So it's just been a great semester, and I really appreciate, Dr. Strange, all the wonderful things you exposed me to. Thank you so much, and my gift is to pass it forward to my students. Bye-bye.